Hi guys, welcome back. Minor Ramos here, and of course, in this series of videos, I have Roxanne with me. We've been able to cover a little bit about her introduction, her specialty, what she likes to teach on, and then today we're going to talk about, you know, who are you doing this for? I mean, that's a very reflective question, and I think it's a good question for people to really get to know who you are. So, who are you doing this for?
I think, definitely my family, right? I think that's a given anything I do. But I also think I'm doing it for me, right? For people who look like me, for people who have been discounted, people who've worked really hard and feel like they haven't gotten to where they needed to get to. And a lot of times it's not the work, right? We all put in the work. Sometimes it's the direction. It's like where do I go with this, right? And I'm a true living testament of that, right? And so um I do that for anybody that is like me, right? Who is working and has gone to school and has had the home and the family. Um but also my children. So when I say that, I also mean like for them, right? I want them to look at me and say, wow, my mom is really helping people in a meaning, productive, fulfilling, God-led way, right? Like God has placed my mom in this earth so that she can help people feel better about themselves. Yes, financially, right? But I think that that's a foundation, right? Because then that kind of trickles into all of these other things, these goals and desires that people want. And so hopefully that doesn't
No,
come across
yeah,
selfish, but
no, I think you're saying that it's kingdom driven, which
yeah,
is
absolutely.
matters of eternity. We talk about this in my channel all the time. You're dealing with teaching your children, which is going to carry on, and then the impact that you want to make with people who you said have been discounted. So maybe you're not that popular group. Maybe you weren't that popular group in high school because you didn't kind of fit in. Maybe in corporate America kind of felt the same way, and in different places that you go to. But what you do understand is what you have and your voice and what you teach is going to reach the right people at the appointed time. They're going to hear your message and they're going to be transformed by your message. So the question that I would have for you is, how long do you want your knowledge to carry on and through all the way through, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, till, and I'm very a big believer of my faith. I mean, until the day that my Lord comes. I mean, and I mean that in the most literal and honest way, this information shouldn't stop with me because that's not how life works. That's not how information is moved along, right? I pray it starts in my home, right? And I can already see it manifesting in my children when they talk about starting a business, right? My daughter's like, I have all this artwork, can I sell it? And I was like, yes, you can do whatever you want, right? And we talked to them about making sure, like you mentioned previously, about credit. What does that look like? My son's always like, just use your card. And I was like, the card doesn't have unlimited amounts of money, or we'd all be using it, right? But that they then share that with their children and their children's children, and then their children, whoever they meet, are having these sideline conversations that they can take and be like, oh, my friend at school told me about this, right? So now it's like this taprooting, right? This exchange and web of information that goes far past my years on this earth.
It's crazy that you mentioned that you were teaching your daughter that she could sell anything. So my daughter Kayla, she was she did face painting, she did
Oh,
hair wrapping, she had an online store where she created art designs and
love it.
graphics, and then she would sell it right online. And aside from that, she was my web designer. She created my website for TLC agency. She also was my social media. Like, she was teaching me, like, Dad,
Yeah,
you're so old, you need to do social media like this.
yeah,
So all of that stuff, what I appreciate about YouTube is that YouTube has created a space for us to be able to teach around
Yeah.
the world at any time, 24/7. And your knowledge is going to carry on through this media. But one of the important things that we started with our family. So in 2021 was the first year that we did this intentionally, where we follow four basic principles of perpetuating your knowledge with the family. One of them is the family reunion, because in the family reunion, you're going to talk about all your values, virtues,
Mm.
the things that you want. Like you were talking about, teaching them about business and not working for somebody, someone else, and creating somebody else's dream. But then we talk about the family bank, and the family bank has a lot to do with, us, a lot of the things that we use, and whether it's infinite banking, whether it's OPM strategy, all these other different areas that we cover. And we talk about the family constitution, and then the family constitution basically leads to what's called the family office. And the family office, it's something that maybe only the Rockefellers, maybe the Vanderbilts, people that have amassed, a lot of wealth. Well, I always think about this, like, you talked about having people that look like you or struggle like you. Well, can you imagine, combining everyone's efforts? If you were to take just like the 100 families closest to you, and you would understand the buying power that those families have, it's enormous. And on top of that, the reason why a lot of times this doesn't work in certain circles, it works a lot in some other traditions, like, Jewish families. There's some Indian families that kind of carry this through. But you know what? The scarcity is what keeps families that look like yours from being able to go right into this, because you know what? It's all about me, and
Mhm.
taking care of me first instead of collaborating, right? So I mean, I think that when you talk about this, you're really going to make an impact in a lot of families' lives, if they're willing to change the way they think, if they're
Yeah.
willing to challenge the status quo, not what they've been taught, learn something a little bit differently, and do it for the right reasons, for matters of eternity, right? For the kingdom, and then to make sure that it's from generation to generation. So in this segment of this video series, we've been able to, get to know a little bit about your business, your specialty, what you'd like to teach on. And today, you basically, are talking about everything that matters to you and where you want it to go. Any final thoughts before we break this one off? And then we're gonna do another series real soon. But any final thoughts for the audience today?
No, just thank you again, Minor. This is so crucial. And I just always encourage people, just be open, have an open heart, open mind, because you never know where it leads you to.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna make sure that your contact information is in the links. Make sure you guys get to know Roxanne. She's in the Chicagoland area, best city in the world, and and it was really nice to connect with you. We're going to be doing some more of these collaborations very soon. Thank you again.
Thanks.
All right.